Roll call, please.
Alderman Catalano.
Here.
Alderman Jacob.
Here.
Alderman Lazara.
Here.
Alderman Sizmarsky. Alderman E. Wesley.
Here.
Alderman R. Wesley. Alderman Winger.
Here.
Alderman Woods.
Here.
Mayor Police.
Here. I declare a quorum present. Please stand, join the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Need a motion to approve the minutes of the City Council meeting November 21st. So move.
Second.
Any,
One
Alderman Woods, yes.
clarification or correction on the donation to the Bandits football and the cheerleaders.
No, it's
I was-
further down.
Oh, is that,
Yeah,
okay,
It's in there.
thanks.
Anything else? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Do any citizens wish to be heard on matters not listed on the agenda? We have none. I have no written communiques. Mayor's report.
Alderman Catalano. has-
Yeah. I just wanted to thank the DuPage County board members, and especially Mr. Puchalski. 2 weeks ago, the county came out and cut down that awful-looking tree in Salt Creek, and near the bridge on the south side of Irving Park Road. You know, he promised me that he was going to get it done before the holidays, and they came through. We and the citizens of Woodville appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. On the mayor's report, first item, National Drunk and Drug Driving 3D Prevention Month, December 2013. Whereas motor vehicle crashes killed 956 people in Illinois during 2012, and whereas hundreds of those deaths involved the driver impaired by alcohol and/or drugs, and whereas the December holiday season is traditionally one of the most deadly times of the year for impaired driving, and whereas organizations across the state and the nation are joined with the Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over and other campaigns that foster public awareness of the dangers of impaired driving and the anti-impaired driving law enforcement efforts. And whereas the community of Wooddale is proud to partner with the Illinois Department of Transportation Division of Traffic Safety and other traffic safety groups in that effort to make our roads and streets safer. Now therefore, I, Annunziato Police, do hereby proclaim December 2013 as Drunk and Drug Driving Prevention Month in Wooddale, and do hereby call upon all citizens, government agencies, business leaders, hospitals, and healthcare providers, schools, and public and private institutions to promote awareness of the impaired driving problem, to support programs and policies to reduce the incidence of impaired driving, and to promote safer and healthier behaviors regarding the use of alcohol and other drugs this December holiday season and throughout the year. Next, just a reminder, this Saturday, December 7th, is the tree lighting, 2 to 5:30 to all residents. And that concludes my report, Mr. Manager. Mr. Murmas, I should say.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have one item. As the council knows, one of their initiatives is always intergovernmental cooperation. Right now, we do offer our fuel services to a couple of different taxing bodies for our lower costs, which they reimburse us for. We've been requested to also share our salt by school district number 7 at our decreased prices. We got the letter earlier this week. The amount of salt they are requesting is very low and would not impact our allocation at all. So I'm just more giving you guys an update that we continue the intergovernmental cooperation, and it's an insignificant amount of salt for us, but a significant amount for them. So just giving an update on that. Yeah, I'll send a copy of the letter in the packet tomorrow. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Nothing on the consent agenda. Committee chairman reports, planning and zoning, Alderman Woods.
No report, Mayor.
Thank you. Public health and safety, Alderman Winger.
No report.
Thank you. Public works, Alderman Lazara.
I have two, Mayor.
Report and recommendation, pay request, partial number 7, Schroeder Asphalt Services, Inc. for the Royal Oak Subdivision Improvement Project in the not-to-exceed amount of $105,141.94. That is my motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Questions? Alderman Eugene Wesley.
How many more payments we have on that project?
Mr. Murmas.
I spoke with Baxter and Woodman earlier in the week. I think they're pretty much finalizing out our last payment. I think there's actually going to be some savings in there. I think the council will be pleased. So this should be the last partial payment.
So
Follow? Go ahead.
we don't know, so there should be one more payment on this project?
There'll be a final payment,
All
yeah.
right. May I do?
Yes, go ahead.
I will tell you, I was very doubtful with this project on this council. I was worried that this was too big for this company to take on. But I will tell you that that project went quite well. And the other thing about that project, we communicated a lot more with the residents about that project going on and then going. I would like to see that this council continues, when we do projects in this town, that we communicate with the residents as much as we did with Royal Oaks by emails, by a website and all that. There's no reason why, that was a big project, I admit, but it should be on every road project in this town that those people should be notified the same way. There's no other difference. So I commend this company for doing a good job on that, and I hope we go back and we do what we did in Royal Oaks, notify these people. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank
We have
you.
a motion and a second.
Right.
And no other questions? Roll call.
Alderman Catalano.
Yes.
Alderman Jacob.
Yes.
Alderman Lazara.
Yes?
Alderman E. Wesley.
Yes.
Alderman Winger.
Yes.
Alderman Woods.
Yes.
That passes.
And number 2, a resolution permitting construction by the city of Wooddale on the state highways.
Is that your motion?
That is my motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Questions? Alderman Jacobs.
I have one question. According to this memo, it sounds like we should have signed this in the beginning of 2013, and it seems like we should have did that a long time ago. I'm just wondering why there was a lapse in time.
Mr. Murmas.
This being a housekeeping item, typically sometimes agreements with IDOT get delayed. They delay in sending us notifications, similar to like PACE or any other agencies like that, so housekeeping matter. I know you're probably gonna yell at us, but okay.
Alderman Jacob.
Well, I guess my only other question is if we have to do this every 2 years, then it should be on a calendar or somewhere, just do it every 2 years. Why would we have to wait for IDOT?
Mr. Murmas.
Again, I guess I'll just take the blame for that. Sorry.
We can make a note of that, though. Anything further? Roll call.
Alderman Catalano.
Yes.
Alderman Jacob.
Yes.
Alderman Lazara.
Yes?
Alderman E. Wesley.
Yes.
Alderman Winger.
Yes.
Alderman Woods.
Yes.
That passes.
And that's the end of my report, Mayor.
Thank you. Finance Administration, Alderman Wesley.
Full report, Mayor.
Thank you. Other business, none. Approval list of bills, December 5, 2013, Alderman Wesley.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills for $438,044.18. That is my motion.
Second.
Any questions?
I have
Alderman Jacob.
I have a question on check sequence number 109. It's for the Trotter bill. And I'm just curious to see, there was a problem where they had to reimburse a tow company to the police department. I want to see a copy that they were reimbursed, or find out if they were reimbursed yet.
Mr. Murmas.
Yeah, we included that in the packet, right after it happened. It was in there. They credited us the next day.
Anything further before I go to
No.
someone else? Alderman Eugene Wesley.
Again, how many more payments do we have on this project with Trotter?
Mr. Murmas.
At least one more for sure. I know that.
All right. I have a little concern about, I know Trotter is our engineer that set out on that site and to handle that project. And I had made several phone calls and I had talked to at least one alderman in that ward. I'm a little concerned about a street in there that was poured. And I believe the mayor will be going out there Saturday to look at that street, because I just got that feeling, but the point is, I know you have to hold the contractor responsible, but if this engineer firm overseeing that contract, tell me if I'm getting out of line here now.
Let me just, before I call the attorney, yes, I will go take a look at it, because usually in the morning I can't see it, it's dark, and at night it's dark. I will drive and take a look. I have driven it last weekend. It wasn't finished, now it is. But by no means am I an expert on asphalt, and I will defer to the attorney.
Yeah, obviously, by the time it's accepted, it has to be in a workmanlike fashion, and we've got a site engineer who's there to make sure that happens. The city also does not pay until everything's been signed off, and we've got a retention that we have and a maintenance bond. So the city's got ample protection
But how-
for that.
Mr. West.
Follow
Alderman
up on
West.
that, how much should we hold back on the engineer firm that overseeing that project? I know you hold back so much money for the contractor, but who's more liable that if there is a default in that street and he oversee that, are they liable as much as the contractor?
Mr. Bond.
Ultimately, the contractor is going to be responsible for that. So the
So-
retention is held in the contract for the contractor. There's a 10% retention holdback. So that's for them to go, and in the event they don't, the city's always got that money to get it corrected. But the contractor is ultimately going to be responsible for that.
So as my follow-up there, so what you're trying to tell me is an engineer firm that oversees this project got my money walking away, it's contractor responsibility. That's what I'm hearing here.
Mr. Bond.
No, it's going to be the engineer company's responsibility to hold the contractor to its contract and make sure that the roadway is built in a workmanlike fashion. Excuse me, and as the mayor indicated, while he may have expertise in many areas, road construction may not be one of them, the engineer does, and they'll verify that if there is work that needs to be done to correct it, that the corrected work is going to be up to the engineering and specifications of the road design and construction.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Alderman Catalano.
Yes.
Alderman Jacob.
Yes.
Alderman Lazara.
Yes?
Alderman E. Wesley.
No.
Alderman Winger.
Yes.
Alderman Woods.
Yes.
That passes.
Eric, can I ask one more question?
Yes, go ahead, Alderman West.
In the future, I don't want to vote no for the whole entire bills here. Is there a way that we could take some of these bills out, like construction and all that, and contracts out there? Because right now I vote no for every list of bill here. And you know what, I don't want to do that. But if I want to vote no for something on the item, I have to have that pulled off the bills, and I have to get the council approval. Is there a way that we could do the contractor bills separate? Or construction bills separate? Because I just voted no for the whole entire bills, and I don't want to do that.
Mr. Bond.
Yeah, no, the process would be if you have a question about a particular bill, and you check with staff and, through the city manager, and he directs you to the finance director or the appropriate department head. If you're still not satisfied with that, then you just ask that that item be pulled, you vote on that separately. As opposed to having separate votes on different categories of bills, you'd have a separate vote simply on that. So you could vote on the rest of the bills and have a separate vote on that. It's a dangerous situation, so you
But-
want to, because you could end up voting on each individual item. So the preference is you vote on them in a group, and if there's an item that the majority of the council doesn't believe, and we've had that happen, where there was significant questions on it, you simply say, we're going to pass on that, we're going to put it over until we get those questions answered. Under the Prompt Payment Act, you're required to approve those bills in a timely fashion in 30 days. If you don't, you have another 30 days within which to notify that vendor that you don't have, you've got some issues or concerns with that. So we want to make sure that we're complying with the Prompt Payment Act under state statute, not running afoul of that. So the process that's in place is that if you do have an item that you have a specific question on, that item can be pulled or removed from the bills payable.
With the full council approval, though, not by, I can't ask to have that pull, but I would have to take a roll call on second, right?
Correct.
Mr. Bond.
So more or less, I'm voting no for bills then, for the whole city on regarding that incident that's going on now then. Okay.
Executive session, we do need executive session. We need a motion to adjourn into executive.
I'll make the motion.
For review of official minutes and probable litigation. Alderman Woods and Alderman Jacob. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.